Okay, so let's talk about Zillow Showcase. It's something we have been using, I don't know, maybe for a year and a half now. I don't really know, but it's been really fruitful. And so we're just going to go over that. Jocelyn is our marketing coordinator. And so I'm going to probably let her talk a lot here. But yeah, Jocelyn, what can you tell us about Zillow Showcase?
So Zillow Showcase is, one of our newest kind of marketing tactics in our tool belt that we have. Essentially, it's a feature within Zillow to boost your active listings and get it in front of more eyeballs, have more engaging eyeballs on it. So you're getting higher views, likes, shares, saves, all that kind of stuff. And just really upping the visibility to get you in front of as many potential buyers as possible.
Exactly. Yeah. And, in today's modern real estate, exposure is how you get a home sold, right? You want as many people to see it as possible, as many clicks as possible, as many shares, as many hearts. So that translates to showings and, offers. So, again, exposure is key. Of course, there's so many things that come before getting it exposed that we do, but this is kind of just the exposure part. It's been awesome. Jocelyn at some point will do a screen share and it just makes the listing look amazing.
Mhm.
And it really is different than the other Zillow listings. And not only that, Zillow kind of prioritizes the listing. It's silly, but it actually, if you look at the Zillow map, it actually makes the home sparkle. And so if you're looking at just a map and there's all those little dots, ours will actually sparkle. But can you maybe go into more of how it prioritizes the listing in terms of exposure, I guess?
One of the things I love is how exclusive this program is. And really, there's two parts to that. One, it's exclusive to agents. So Zillow only allows this program to be offered to the top 10% of performing agents in a given area. So Portland Metro, for example. So that's one layer. The second layer of exclusivity is, if you have a really popular neighborhood. And as an example, I'll show you the Villebois neighborhood in Wilsonville in just a sec. But they limit how many homes can be showcased at any given time in a given area. So those two layers of exclusivity really give you an advantage in addition
Mm-hmm.
to being boosted in search results, the enhanced media options that they give you. Yeah, it's a holistic whole package boost.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's maybe do a screen share and
Yeah,
show that Villebois listing that we're talking about and kind of how it differs.
absolutely. All right, so I've got Zillow pulled up right now, focusing in on the Villebois neighborhood in Wilsonville. And my search parameters are for a 4 bed, 1.5 bath home. So if you look just over here, right on the search, we've got 15 results. Our listing is right here on Palermo. So you'll see that it's prioritized in search. Then you can also see, like Tori mentioned, it's got the little sparkle right here. So kind of calling it out in the map feature.
Yeah.
So looking at this now as a listing, immediately you've got an enhanced media presence. It opens with a carousel, so we get to choose which photos to kind of put our best foot forward in terms of room highlights.
And just
So
a reminder that regular Zillow listings are still, the photos are not engaged like this. And there's no
Mhm.
carousel to choose from or anything like that. I think the photos are even also bigger on Zillow Showcase than they are on a regular
Yes.
listing.
Yep, and they actually allow us to upload higher quality images. All the other images on Zillow are automatically pulled in from our RMLS, which are much lower resolution. So we've got high def photos in here, more prominent photos, more prominent kind of open houses, just information in general. So as we scroll down, the other really great feature is the floor plans 3D home. You can now view it with virtual staging, which is pretty cool. We have featured rooms. So as you can see, the rooms now have larger callouts, living room, kitchen, primary, and then we can see all media. So this is just a quick look at the enhanced media package that we're allowed to have with Zillow
Yeah,
Showcase.
and then if you scroll down really quick again, you can actually see that Michael's information is there. And so a lot of Zillow listings, they make it kind of look like it's the listing agent who is the person you contact, but it's actually a buyer's agent who's paid to have a certain subscription within Zillow. And
Mhm.
so the Zillow Showcase listings will only have us on them. So again, if anybody's inquiring about the property, it does go directly to us and not another agent. And we've been getting inquiries directly from buyers, which is really nice. And we've had success with it. So that's great.
Yep. So now kind of diving into the back end because, from an outsider's perspective, you could be like, oh, this is shiny, this is great, this is new. But what's the bottom line here? What are the actual results we're seeing? So, heading into the back end, we get a ton of reporting data, which we do not get with just a standard Zillow listing. Zillow reports on a rolling 30-day reporting structure, whereas we can see any and all stats for all time on our listings, which is incredibly helpful. We can see it historically over time. And they also give us data into how we're performing compared to similar listings. That's huge for us, not only to see kind of how the listing is performing, but maybe what adjustments we need to make. If we still have a Zillow Showcase on a listing and it's performing under, do we need to mix up the media? Do we need to make any changes to listing remarks? Is it time for a price adjustment? So this is all incredibly invaluable data for us to help make listings as best as they can be when facing the market. So as you can see here, just a quick call out. In terms of page views, we're getting 86% higher results for similar listings. Again, saves 5% higher and shares 69% higher. And we can kind of see this historically over time. We have continued to outperform similar listings. Another huge bonus of Zillow Showcase is getting email engagement. So you get enhanced email marketing campaigns with Zillow Showcase. So over here, this was the last email campaign that was sent out. And again, it comes from Zillow, it does not come from us, and it just highlights this listing in particular. You can see that just over 1,000 emails were delivered with just over 900 opened. That's a 90% open rate, which is absolutely huge and just unheard of kind of in the marketing world. So we love seeing this type of engagement, not only from, a views perspective, a saves perspective, but also just from an engagement perspective. It's really great to see these results and helps us, you know, get your property again in front of as many eyeballs as possible.
And what's also really cool is if you go below that, it's views by state, views by city,
Mhm.
and that is just important information. It's interesting to know, but it also helps us because we send mailers. That's not relevant to Zillow Showcase, but we send mailers, right? And so look where the cities are that we can send them to, or you know what I mean, or maybe email some realtors in a different state. And so there's so much here that we can use as tools just to get your home sold. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, from a marketing perspective, I absolutely love Zillow Showcase and I think it's incredibly effective because of just the amplified visibility. The numbers don't lie, kind of like the data we just showed you, and then the data that Zillow also gives us in terms of, generally their Zillow Showcase listings will get, 80% more page views than non Zillow Showcase listings. And then really, it's the three tactics that are just not available to general agents that do not have this benefit. You've got the prioritized placement in search on the map and those reverse prospecting emails. So, from a marketing perspective, I love it. It's one of our most frequently used tools now with our listings. And I'm kind of excited to see where they go from here because they keep adding new features, new data. It's just been a great tool to be a part of.
Yeah, and then for me, from the agent's perspective, I mean, there's so many things I like, but having actual inquiries within Zillow coming directly to us about our listings is super helpful. We're the first to talk to these people and be able to really sell the home, so that's a big deal. And while Jocelyn is obviously our marketing coordinator and does a great job, and I'm able to get help with that, it's still so relevant. The data that is available within this site is so helpful. And we can collaborate as the salesperson and as the marketing person to just serve our clients better. So it's a really good synergy, basically, between what we do. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.